This ain't for beginners, my man, this one's for sinners. That's in the flames of hell and they burning like chicken dinners. In this game of life, ain't no losers and ain't no winners. Because we wildin' out, does that mean that the devil's in us? Because I praise the Yo, what's cracking? You rockin' with your boy, the thinking deacon, the sinister minister, the rabbi Raymond Noodle, the chaplain of fried chicken's last rites, the preacher's grandson. Y'all know who it is, it's Fat Cat. Once again, Satellite Bills has the day off, but we're gonna have a good show anyway, and I want to welcome everybody to the VIP Lounge in the Fat Cat Show Network. Yep, and if you're watching right now, that means you have been granted access. So what's up with everybody? What's popping with you? Just like we start every show, I want to wish those with birthdays very happy birthday, and once again, I want to put this out here, not because I'm a vain person or anything, but I did have a birthday on the 22nd, and it was so nice. I want to thank my wonderful wife, man. She fed me good, took very good care of your boy Fat Cat, and I'm very happy to have such a wonderful wife, and just want to give her a round of applause, man, because she is a wonderful human being, man. And I want to thank everybody that gave me birthday wishes. Also, those out there, applause to you too. Yeah. Wonderful time. If you notice, we doing things a little bit different here on the Fat Cat Show. I don't stream directly to Facebook anymore because I'm trying to get my subscribers up. So if you will be kind, if you a supporter of me and you follow me and you see what I'm doing here, it would be nice for you to go to YouTube. You're watching it right now if you're watching right now, and it's a simple little thing here that's called subscribe. And if you hit that subscribe button, you will be showing me much love. And if you share this content, the post and all that, it will be greatly appreciated. Amen. But we give our birthday shout outs, but just like we got life, we got death. And we at the Fat Cat Show want to send our condolences to those who are grieving at this moment. Because loss is part of life, just like we're born, we die, and unfortunately that's a part of life. But Jesus said, let not your heart be troubled, believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are there many mansions, and if it were not so, I would have told you. He said, I'll go to prepare a place for you, that where I be, you may be also. And we hold to that faith. Amen. And once again, we did have somewhat of a notable death in the news, and that was Malcolm X's youngest daughter. In New York City, police say, this is according to the Associated Press, said Shabazz was found dead in her Brooklyn home. A police spokesman says her death appeared to be from natural causes. Malika and her twin, but wow, they both got names. They almost named the same, but were the youngest daughters of Malcolm X, who was assassinated on February 21st, 1965. Said their mother, Betty Shabazz, was pregnant with the twins when their father was killed. Never got to meet his twins. Wow. Said Malika Shabazz's death comes days after two of the three men who have been convicted of killing Malcolm X were exonerated. Said a Manhattan judge dismissed the convictions of Muhammad Aziz and the late Khalil Islam after prosecutors and the men's lawyer said a renewed investigation found new evidence that undermined the case against them. The real funny thing about this whole thing was that they been had evidence that these guys
that these guys were not guilty. Way back when they already had this evidence, and it's so sad that that it took this long. And I know what it's all about. It was really about just, giving the real killers time to live their lives and stuff, because we seen, a lot of murders during the civil rights movement that they can't basically got the people when they're like on their deathbeds and 80 and 90 years old, emphysema, oxygen tanks, and doing all this. You know what I'm saying? And so, hey, what do they care if they locked up or handcuffed to a bed or whatever it is? Hey, they live their life. They got to watch grandchildren, great grandchildren, all that stuff grow away. They got to tell the stories how they killed black people and all that stuff. What do they care about it now? Hey, I'm gonna be up out of here in a minute, so it don't matter. Ha ha, I got you. So basically, they didn't care, but unfortunately, one of the men did die. Waiting on justice, and God rest his soul. And I just hate that it went like that. So but anyway, I want to get into some news. And our first one is about a Bronx woman. A Bronx woman who used obituaries to rob houses as people attended funerals. Now, you gotta be the lowest of the low to stoop to that length. Just imagine you grieving your loved one, and somebody is capitalizing on you grieving to rob your house while you gone. Just tragedy on top of tragedy, and you just like, man, Lord, can it get any worse? But I want us to check this video out, and we're gonna have a conversation. And if you got any comments on any of this right now in the VIP, just you got access in the VIP. That number is 646-564-9728, but you gotta press that one if you want to be heard. But we're gonna get into this video right now.
As if losing a loved one wasn't enough, police say a Bronx woman was trying to take advantage of that loss while mourners were at funerals.
The 26-year-old suspect is tied to a series of burglaries in Greenburgh, possibly in Rye Brook, and in other communities. And police believe she was not acting alone. News 4's Erica Byfield joins us with new details at 4:30. Erica.
Well, right now, detectives in 4 different communities, including right here in Terrytown, are going back through old case files to see if this woman may be connected to any of those cases. We spent some time today talking to people in this community. I have to tell you, they are stunned that someone could stoop so low.
That's not right at all. That's not right. And that person needs to be dealt with.
Discussed in Westchester County after police say this 26-year-old stalked grieving families.
It's a despicable crime, reading the obituaries, finding when the funerals were occurring, and targeting those homes.
Greenburgh police caught up with her last week during a sting operation on Watch Hill Drive. Police say LaTanya Stewart and a still unknown accomplice would find victims through the online obituary website legacy.com. Little did Stewart know on May 1st, Greenburgh police were waiting when she pulled up.
We're hearing there's a lot of municipalities that have also had these type of burglaries.
Now police in Rye Brook, Carmel, and Terrytown want to know if break-ins under similar circumstances are connected. When police pulled Stewart over on Watch Hill Drive, they found a 3-month-old baby in the back seat, along with what they now believe is stolen property from a host of other home break-ins.
Our victim from the February burglary came in and identified property in the car as their property.
So again, police are now looking for a second person. All they'll tell us at this point is that it's a woman. They are not willing to release a description. Live in Terrytown.
Wow. I mean, We can't make none of this stuff up. You cannot make any of this stuff up. Who does that? Where do they do that at? Well, I guess in Westchester County. So, this is, somebody had to snitch on her. You know, somebody with a conscience had to snitch on her, because how would they have known that she went through legacy.com? How would they know that? So somebody snitched her out. Somebody wasn't quite on her side, I should say. So but anyway, I wanna look at this right quick. It said a burglar who targeted Westchester County homes as families attended funerals will serve at least 11 years for her crimes. You need more than that, but good, she got some time. Latanya Shalicia, no wonder, Stewart of the Bronx, learned her fate at sentencing Monday morning. Said after being found guilty last month of burglarizing 6 homes as the victims attended funerals for loved ones. Her victims were all elderly, 75 and over, who were at funerals for their longtime spouses. Dirty bastard. Said she stole jewelry, mementos, and precious heirlooms and their sentimental values. Said victims' impact statements were read prior to sentencing, but the victims themselves declined to speak. I cannot understand how someone can be so heartless and cruel, prosecutors said, as they read from one of the statements. Said she has no soul, no conscience. The pain has caused me to this day, that she caused me to this day, will never go away. Stewart also did not speak or show remorse, declining to take accountability. Wow. She was sentenced to 10 years for 6 burglaries, and the judge then tacked on 1 to 3 years for criminal possession of stolen property. She was given 10 years for each burglary. Wow. But the judge ruled the sentences can be served concurrently. Okay. So, hey, that was dirty. That was dirty. I don't know how a person really could do this to, human beings that grieve. I just really, that is the lowest of the low point. But I'm glad, excuse me, I'm glad that somebody had heart enough to turn her in, because they said the police were waiting on her. So in order for the police to wait on her and get a tip of how she was finding people's addresses, unless they had, so they had to have a cyber crimes expert and all of that to check who she was checking out and all of that, but somebody had to give her up. The thing was, this picture right here that represents her right now doesn't look like the other picture that they showed of her. Right here, I don't know, she look like she can't cook grits on this picture, but the other picture she looked nice, but this one right here, I don't know what's going on right here, like she got hit in the face with pebbles or something. But I will just say this, it takes a low down dirty human being that would capitalize on someone grieving. I done seen in this world, I done seen so much go on. I done seen people shoot up funerals and stuff like that. You think already that you would at least have the decency to, allow people to grieve, no matter how dirty you are. Just allow people to pay their respects and grieve. And you shouldn't be robbing nobody, period. But, you know, if you just a dirty dog, you know, I understand that, but at least have some kind of code of, you know, when people are grieving. Man, you know, you don't have to be a total a-hole to just, you know, well, you an a-hole. You don't know you being an a-hole. So that's here or there. But anyway, I'm glad that she was sentenced to 10 years. It's well deserved. Well deserved. Because I couldn't imagine you know, you going, and they said they were burying their longtime spouses. Now you done, not only did you take possessions, but now you done took their peace of mind, the very last little peace of mind that they had. You know, they come home and they already grieving, and they come home to a burglarized house. Somebody done been in and violated their privacy. Their lives already been uprooted by losing their partner and stuff like that. Now you digging even deep into the pain that they're suffering. And you taking things that just imagine you might have took something that reminds them of their loved one. And you don't even care. Then you in court and you don't even show no remorse. They should have gave her a sentence for no remorse. But anyway, gotta deal with it too. So anyway, I don't know. I'm gonna go to our next topic for today. The next topic, I think this was a very, very, very good idea right here. It would make drunk drivers pay child support if a parent is killed. And I think this is a very good idea, you know, because this is, you know, we got to care more about our kids. And I think this is, I got this from CBS News, and it says, Jefferson County, Missouri, it said a woman who lost 3 loved ones, including an infant grandson, in a recent accident involving an alleged drunk driver, is pushing Missouri legislators to support a proposed law she named after her surviving grandson. Bentley's law would require drunk drivers to pay child support when an accident they cause kills a parent or parents. Cecilia Williams told KMOV the main aspect of the Bentley law is financial responsibility by the offender. Before we go even deeper into it, I want to watch this video.
A lot of people will go out and they will become a repeat offender. But when you have that money coming out of your paycheck, you're automatically always going to think, wow, look what I have done.
A Missouri grandmother who lost 3 loved ones in a crash caused by a drunk driver is hoping to turn her painful situation into a big change for the country. She wants drunk drivers to pay child support if they kill a parent. She tells Russell Kinsa Missouri lawmakers are buying into this idea.
The main aspect of Bentley's law is financial responsibility by the offender.
Cecilia Williams has found a novel way to combat the tragic consequences of drinking and driving. In April, her son Cordell Williams, his fiancée Lacey Newton, and their 4-month-old son Cordell II were killed in a crash on Highway 30. Their car was rear-ended, pushed off the road, and burst into flames after hitting a tree.
Right, yeah. You need to sit back and be quiet, remember?
Williams is now raising their 2 other children. That's 3-year-old Mason in the back seat. David Thurby is facing multiple charges for allegedly causing the crash. His blood alcohol level was twice the legal limit. Williams is pushing for passage of Bentley's law, named after her 5-year-old grandson. It would require drunk drivers who cause an accident that kills a parent to pay child support to their children till they turn 18.
They deserve to get that compensation, because you're talking about raising children that the parents are no longer here.
State Representative Mike Henderson of Bonne Terre is drafting the Bentley's Law bill. He'll introduce it in the next legislative session.
I do firmly believe that these people who are driving drunk and take away the parents of these children, there's got to be some help for these children. It comes down to that.
Williams believes that drunk drivers who are making monthly child support payments will think twice before drinking and getting behind the wheel again.
It is going to teach them, it's going to teach them to never do this again.
Williams' idea is catching on elsewhere. A lawmaker in Tennessee also plans on filing a Bentley's Law bill next.
Well, you get the picture. It says Williams began working on the legislation after an incident in April in Barnes Mills, Missouri, that claimed the life of her son, Cordell Williams, his fiancee, Lacey Newton, and their 4-month-old son, Cordell Williams II. Said the car they were in was rear-ended and went off the road and crashed. Killed them. Wow. Killed them. I think a little bit, it's a great idea, but I'm going to say this. You said that, what she said in the video, she said that it would teach them a lesson. I got news for you. Alcoholics don't think about nothing. They really don't. If you're an alcoholic, you got problems. I don't know how many people have alcoholic relative, or y'all see how it is. When you got a alcoholic relative, they don't think about things like that. They don't. That's not their focus. They don't. You would think they would think, but hey, they don't even. They might get out. They may sober up a little bit, but if they are stone cold alcoholic, they don't think about nothing like that but the drink. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, it's people that are made a living off being alcoholics. And then the thing about this, you can't get people to pay regular child support. So, just for their kids and stuff like that. So, and then some just say 9 times out of 10, if it's a father, I'm just going to go on the male aspect of it for a minute. If it's a man that's an alcoholic and he just say he did his stretch of time and he get back out, he going to be destitute. First of all, he ain't gonna have no car to get to work. His license gonna be gone. No motivation to go to work. He gonna be out in the street. He ain't gonna have nowhere to live. First, he gonna be in a halfway house. People probably doesn't, 9 times out of 10, if you ostracized like that, your family gonna look away from you and stuff like that. And so, he don't have no financial support system. So he ain't going to be inclined to be motivated to go out here and get a job to pay something that he's being penalized for because he don't care. So 9 times out of 10, that person just going to be a repeat offender in and out of jail. He don't care. But I will say this, the Bentley Law is a good idea. But just say because you have those rich Brad kids, they get out here and they get to drinking, and half the time that's where the drunk driving stuff be coming from, and the killings and stuff like that. Make them responsible. Make them responsible, especially if you rich. If you rich, make them set up a trust fund for the kid also. Something that a parent might have did. Trust fund, they have to, when they get old enough, they can get it and go to college with it or things like that. I support it. But I just don't see it working, period. We in hard times right now. People just, some people still ain't back to work. Some people, businesses have folded. Some people that was in a different financial class done sunk right back down to where they used to be before they got a little bit successful. A lot of businesses folded. A lot of churches closed. A lot of different things have happened in this pandemic. So the drinking is picking up and all that. But I do like the ideal. I do. I've never known anybody directly that was impacted by a drunk driver. But if that's you and you got any comments on that, that number is 646-564-9728. Press that 1 if you want to comment. But excuse me, I fell her. That gives her something really to focus on, and she gotta, it ain't really fair that grandparents have to raise their grandkids. They on fixed incomes, and now they gotta adjust incomes to, while you off, in prison, no kind of responsibility, no kind of, you ain't paying, you don't gotta do nothing. You do a couple of years, you come on out, and that grandparent is still dealing with the reality of the situation that you caused. So I don't know. I just think it's a real good idea. Once again, if you're watching, that number is 646-564-9728. You gotta press that 1 if you want to be heard. But right now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get into commercial, and we're gonna come back with our main topic for today.
Need jewelry and don't want to spend an arm and a leg to get it? Jayla's Jazzy Jewelry. Want to look cute while cooking neck bone soup? Jayla's Jazzy Jewelry. Come to Jayla's Jazzy Jewelry, where you can get a variety of beautiful necklaces, rings, and bracelets. Let the Queen of Bling customize you, because you ain't been bling until you seen the Queen. Tired of looking plain Jane? See the Queen. Trying to change the game? See the Queen. And the beautiful thing, you could look $1 million for $5. That's right, $5. Jayla's Jazzy Jewelry, where the Queen don't stop until your jewelry pops. Skip the rest, try the best. Jayla's Jazzy Jewelry. Buy online or in person. Deliveries available. Ain't nothing but a Queen thing, baby. At Jayla's Jazzy Jewelry. Try our website.
We're back, and once again, y'all, if anybody got any comments or on any of these topics, your boy is here just doing this show. Don't have my partner with me today, and it feels weird talking to myself, but if I do, I do, but it's all good, because sometimes you got to talk to yourself. But anyway, once again, that number is 646-564-9728. Press that 1 if you want to be heard. Your boy ain't doing nothing here, just, but if you, like I said, if you just want to talk to me. But our topic for today is, should the man be the sole provider? Should the man be the sole provider? Should the man just take care of everything, and the woman just sit back and just be a woman? That's the question for today. Should the man be the sole provider? Because I seen a woman, one of my Facebook friends, she had a post of something that the Games had said. And keep in mind, we talking about a millionaire. But anyway, anywho, or wherever you want to call it, you talking about a dude. You got to be careful who you take advice from, because you got to think about this. The Game said, the Game is a rapper, in case you didn't know. The Game said that the man should be the sole provider. Said he should take care of all the bills, and the woman should be treated like, just doing her nails and stuff like that, And then I thought about it with myself. Would the Game feel like that if he didn't reach that success that he he reached? Was he talking like that before? But then you got to look too at the person that you take the advice from, that you listen to, because the person said preach. She said preach. And you hear women talk like that all the time. Preach. What do you mean preach? Do you know what world we live in today? This isn't like, our grandparents' world or our parents' world. The cost of living them went up. Everything is going up. We went to the store today, and usually, we like to buy the kids some snacks, and usually we get them that variety pack of chips. They used to be $7, $7 to $8, and me and my wife looked at it today. My wife grabbed the bag, and it was $11.96 for that bag that was once $7, and then the box that used to be $12 moved up to $17.99. $18. So things are very, very different in our world right now, where we're not getting the same kind of things like that. And I looked, I had a whole bunch of charts put together, but I did look at right here, and they said in 1960 household income was $9,870. In 2021, the household income was $78,900. It's just we're dealing with different type of scenario. Oh, we got a caller. Wait just a minute. You rocking with what's up, man?
What's up, dog?
What's up? But it's crazy. I'm just running this down. So, you look, a loaf of bread back then in 1963 was 22 cents a loaf, and now it's $2.20. Gasoline was 20 cents a gallon. Hershey.
Okay. How much was a pack of cigarettes?
A pack of cigarettes, I think they had it. Wait a minute, let me look at this. Dog, they didn't show the cigarettes, but I'm looking at this list I got here. They got a Hershey bar was 5 cents. Now it's $1.15. Steak sandwich was 50.
Because I can remember when I was young, candy bars was like 45 cents.
Yeah. So it's crazy now for somebody to come up and say, "Hey, the man supposed to be the sole provider. He should pay everything and all of that."
I think he should.
Okay. Break it down. Like, look. If they said that the average,
no, I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
I don't want my woman, my wife, or anybody to feel the woes of the world as far as economically. You know what I'm saying? Put all that shit on my shoulders. I can handle it. Because when I walk through the door, if anybody gonna be stressed, I think it should be me. Because if she's cool and calm, she can calm me down.
Okay, I can agree with that, but at the same time, they say this? They always say this. That they said that women are dying of heart attacks more than men, but from my perspective, from my perspective, this was a national stat that they said women are dying more from heart attacks than men. But from what I'm seeing,
you want to know why? You want to know why?
Why?
Because they want to be the man. They want to be the man of the household. Let the man be the man. See, men, we die first, no matter what. Now, you want to play our role? Go ahead and catch them heart attacks that we catch. Because the man, he dies first all the time because we got all that stress of the world on us.
Yeah.
Now, you want to be the king, you want to be the head of the household, because that's the whole power structure, especially I'm talking about the black community.
Right.
The whole power structure is all mixed up.
Right. But you know what?
And that's why, because there's no way in the hell women should be dying before the men, because somebody got to be there to raise the kids.
Right.
I know my wife, she better not die and leave me with the kids to raise. You got to stay alive, baby. I'll be happy to die first.
Stop, man. You know what though?
I'm just telling the truth.
You know what though? I feel that, but I think when you look at the dynamic of it, like I said, like what actually now you look at, they said in 2021 the household income being $78,000.
Is that the black household income? Is that the black household income?
It didn't say. So you could imagine.
Because I know what the black household income is. It's $45,000 a year.
Right.
But that's all nothing anyway.
But
period. Because you was talking about the price of things, how they done went up, gasoline, gas and lights, all that stuff is up.
Yeah.
And then say you make $70,000 a year, right?
Right.
You tax that. How much are you actually bringing home?
Right.
Because a lot of people they ain't being for real with themselves. I'm saying if you gross $70,000 a year, you probably bring home what 50, 59,
right?
If that,
right?
59,000,
right?
If that,
right?
If
but you
so.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, but I was just breaking things down, like if women are comparing men to their fathers, you know what I'm saying? If you minimum wage in 1960 was $1.25 an hour. A new car cost you $2,600. A new house cost you $12,000. Bananas was 10 cents. The average rent was $98. A movie ticket was $1. Now you look at it back then, you know, you to now. If you take just say you dating and you taking your whoever you dating out somewhere, how much is the average you think you're gonna spend? You know what I'm saying? Look at the restaurant price.
I think you got a daughter, right?
Right.
Would you want your daughter to find a husband that's going to split the bills with her? Or he going to pay the majority of the bills?
Can I answer it in another way?
No, I'm asking you that.
Okay.
I'm asking you, do you won't have to pay? I ain't say all the bills. I said the majority of the bills.
True that.
Because I believe it takes two incomes, you know, to have the things that you really want to have.
Right.
You know, for the family. But unless the family come up with a family business, some of y'all got to be together to make it happen, because you really can't do it off of working unless you're a doctor or a lawyer.
Right.
Or you're a plumber or electrician.
Right.
But a regular 9-to-5 job, it's not going to happen.
Right. I look at that. I look at that like for me, because I know if my wife didn't have the job that she had, we'd be kind of like sunk a little bit. But
the house that you live in right now, if you take that same house in Highland Park and you put it somewhere else, it might be different.
Right. And that's the thing too. Like out here, the like in Detroit, like just say the city of Detroit, you know, depending what area you in Detroit, the average, I say east side, the average rent over there, you'll find like either from $500 to $700 a month. You know, a house.
What?
$500 to $700.
Rent for no $500 a month.
$500
in the middle of the ghetto.
That's what I'm talking about. Depending on where you, depending on where you go.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about no house for no $500 a month.
$500 to $700 a month. Probably not now, but I'm just
probably
going off
the area where you grew up in. Probably at.
So, I know that's a shot, but I ain't gonna get you, you know. But anyway, says a Highland Park graduate. So, but anyway,
what's wrong with that?
Hey, it is what it is. I just don't know how to take it when somebody that came from there calling me something. But anyway, I just look at it now that what you said, it's almost like the effect like the wife has to help the husband nowadays. It's not structured the same way. Because wait a minute.
This is how this. I'm sorry.
This is all you cut me off now. I forgot. Look. No, because, wait a minute. I think it's kicking back in right now. But the wife does have to help the husband, because it's hard for him to kind of like front them bills by himself. You know what I'm saying? At least I'm not saying for her to be the major breadwinner. You know, I would definitely. I wouldn't be prejudiced against it, but it would make me feel bad if my wife was the sole breadwinner. You know what I'm saying? It would make me feel.
Oh yeah, it would make me feel bad too because I talk too much. I get put out of something. I gotta have some kind of control over what's going on because I do too much stupid stuff.
Yeah, that'll just make you be like, man, you know. But like you said, that the average.
She'll be talking about some. I heard that refrigerator door open. Did you buy anything in there? Oh, damn. but no. But for years, this is how we had it done. Like I have to do the business, and I will have her do the administrative part.
Okay.
You know, we made a couple $100,000 every year doing that. Mm-hmm. But started off doing a 9 to 5, and I'm like, this ain't going. I created a business right before my daughter was born. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what black people got to do. I'm saying don't complain about the jobs or the economy. When it was like that before, you know what we did? We created our own jobs and situations.
Right.
Because if we're using the jobs that they have, you're never going to make it because they ain't set up for us to make it.
Right.
They're not promoting us or putting us in a situation where we can do better.
But
you know what I'm saying?
Okay, but what about the female? What is required? Let me ask you this. What is required of the female if the man is working that hard? What do you require from your significant other?
Make my dinner every day, keep the house clean, and keep a positive attitude. I'll make everything else happen.
Okay. But what do you say to those women that sit up here and they say, hey, I want a man that brings something to the table. I'll eat, but I ain't doing no cooking like my grandma and all that did.
I know she needs to just stay single. need to stay single and have hot girl summers. Her eggs is all old and wore out.
Wow. You know, and
I'm just telling the truth. I'm saying, you talking about you ain't gonna do what your grandma did and all this and that. That's why we got so many black women single, because they always talking about what they ain't gonna do.
Right.
I'm talking about you don't have that support net like the other races have. Like, I'm gonna support my man. You know, maybe you a stay at home mom, but if you a stay at home mom, make sure I have some dinner every day. Make sure I have the energy to be able to work 16, 17 hours a day. You know what I'm saying?
Right. The hard working man get cheated on.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, yeah, you get cheated on.
Yeah.
But it all depends. It all falls back on the man anyway, because it depends on the type of woman that you choose to have a child with or you choose to marry. Because that no good woman, she's somewhere minding her own business. It's up to you. I mean, it's you the one that's going to find that no good woman. Leave her where she at. If you're a hard-working man, go get you a supportive woman.
That sounds so easy to say, but just
it is.
But
easy, man.
But look, how many times have you gotten into a relationship with somebody that you thought was the good woman, and come to find out that the milk was spoiled?
I didn't know she was no good. You want to know why I didn't know why she was no good? Because I didn't court her. I didn't date her. If you court people, you date people, you know what you're dealing with. That's the problem. We having kids and stuff by people we know nothing about. Mm-hmm. Then by the time you have the child, now you want to get away from her, but you stuck with her for 18 years. Mm-hmm. And that's where child support comes in, man.
Right.
You should be having kids by somebody you really know nothing about.
Right.
But these are the things I learned as I got older.
And you know,
and that's the things like the fathers, you got to teach your sons this. You got to teach your daughters this. You know what I'm saying? What kind of man to look out for. And you got to teach your sons what kind of woman, you want to marry or have kids with. I ain't going to say or have kids with, because you should be having kids with your wife.
Let me ask this then, since we on that level of it. So, if the man is you believe in the man being the sole provider, and so if he's out and he's taking a job where he's working, let's say 2 jobs at a time or something. I know some guys is working like 3 jobs. He's taking on this responsibility. So the blunt of the parenting and the teaching is on the mother. And in this day and era,
always has been.
I'm just saying, if this day and era where they pushing our young men to be feminized, do you think?
Look. Not if the father's in the household. I don't care if he's working all the time or not. It's especially little boys. They usually try to act like their daddy. You see what I'm saying? You see a hardworking daddy, hardworking man, or daddy might come home play with you for 2 or 3 minutes. You might have a conversation with you. That's what a lot of black families are missing. That father to have those conversations with them. If there's a man in the house with you, gonna have a conversation.
But I'm talk to you. But I'm saying the time that a lot of people. I done heard this a lot of time. My daddy was in the house, but I never spent time. I never got to spend time with him. My dad was always gone. He was.
Did that cause you to be a criminal? Which one?
But kids act out for attention. They act out for attention. And these are. Wait a minute.
I wanted some attention so bad I turned into a.
Listen, We dealing with a different breed of kid. These millennials are different, dude.
They turned into different human beings. Is that what happened? Or what?
Man, they different. They are different.
They made different.
Look at the wait a minute. Look at the suicide rate now in the African American community compared to 20-something years ago now. These kids killing themselves. They doing all kinds of stuff right now.
That's because they own drugs. That's because they own drugs. They growing up, mama being the head of the house is being the daddy. And women are emotional. And the worst thing you want to have is the emotional man. Because emotional man, he usually will beat and kill his girl or kill himself. Can't be an emotional man. I tell my daughter that all the time. Say, don't go get a man that sit back and cry all the time. Because an emotional man will kill you.
And you know what? And then
he will beat you and then cry and say, "Oh no, why I do the things I do."
And you know what too? What I got a chance to see, like when my grandfather working at when I was coming up, my grandfather was the sole provider. My grandmother didn't have to work. My grandfather was he worked at General Motors. And so I watched my grandfather told me, we used to have these conversations. And my grandfather said when he first came down here from Tennessee and came down here to work right after he got out of the service, because he sent my mother and grandmother down here to stay with her sister while he was in the service. And when he got out of the service and came here, he got a job at General Motors. He said he was making, I think it was $1.25. Like he said, something like $1 and something an hour, something like that, or less than that. I think he said. I think it was less, and he finally got enough money to build and buy a house and do that and moved in. But the times were like different at that time, and my grandmother and the women were different then. Grandma always made sure.
Yeah, because they stuck that they did.
Yeah,
and they made sure you had bath. You know, imagine working at the plant and coming home and your feet aching, and your wife talking about, "I ain't rubbing his stinking feet."
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how the women are now. I don't. If your back hurt, anything. They worry about themselves. They don't care about you. They trying to live a love and hip hop life.
Right. And you know what? You know the worst thing about them too. They mad. They wanna argue. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the main thing too, and it's just like, you know, because like I said, I got my grandmother always made sure she knew the exact time my grandfather was coming home from work. She had his plate ready. She, you know, had his plate ready. Granddad, you know, whatever it was, hey honey, blah blah blah. His plate was ready. My grandfather he got up. See, at the time I didn't understand that. I used to see my grandfather. He'd get up. He'd eat and just leave his plate right there, just like a caveman. It's almost like a caveman. He'd just leave his plate right there, crumbs everywhere, just leave it and just go. Grandma come over there, she'd grab the plate, clean it up, wash it, you know, all of that. And he'd just, you know, but he earned that right, you know. He earned his right to be there because he took care. Granddad took care of his household. He gave grandma money to go grocery shopping, put grocery in the house. He did that, and on top of that, he was a pastor, full-time pastor. And he did his pastor duties, church, and all that. And Granddad and he was a little hustler too. Granddad, he would take he would buy candy pops, take it to work and sell it. and all of that stuff, and that's how he was. You know, I got to see a little bit of.
I wonder what happened to you then.
Huh?
Nothing.
You know what? I would say something right now. You don't want me to get gangster because I don't want to get mad. Because you want to argue.
Yeah, I forget. You get out of pocket for anything.
Yeah. I do. I really do. But
I do. I do.
but like I said, man, I think, you know, hey, I don't have no problem with a man being the sole provider if he can do it. But it's just prices done got outrageous though now. But I just said he do need that financial help from the woman. He do need that.
I'm saying, but she can help in different ways. You know, she could be the supporter of whatever dream that you have. And I think that's more important than anything. And she can push you to be a better you. Because I mean, that's all it takes a lot of times is somebody to believe in you.
But you know what happens. You know what happens too in this day and era. If the woman isn't
90 seconds.
If the woman isn't helping financially and the man gets sick, they go bottom under. They go belly up. That's another thing. Getting sick. Because I could just imagine what happened to me when my back went out, when I had to go on disability. If my wife wasn't working, boy, we'd have been hurt. We'd have been hurt.
Well, it would have been her if she'd have said, I'm going to get somebody with a strong back.
but anyway, man.
It'd have just been you.
But anyway,
that's how you know you got a good wife. But let me tell you something. If you had a no good wife that didn't have your back, when your back went out, she'd have been gone.
Oh yeah,
that's what these women do now.
Oh yeah,
that's what these women do now.
I thank the Lord every day that I got a woman like I do. Oh. Amen. But you know what? Anyway, we want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Fat Cat Show. Like my boy Settle, I wasn't expecting him to, pop in, but hey, good to hear from him. He'll be back sooner or later when he stopped Highland Park High.
10 seconds.
Anyway, we up out of here. We up out of here, y'all. Peace from the Middle East.
Middle East, you can't even make it to Highland Park.